Into this morning's live, I would like to go over a quick overview of what is transpiring. I was going to do this in a live or an update setting, but I wanted to see if there was anybody who was watching this Saturday morning. I know it's not a typical time for me to go live, but I decided this might be a little bit better and a little deeper knowledge base. If I do it like this, then I won't be rushed to get through my update. So I'm going to go through this, do it as a live setting. If there's not a lot of back and forth, then I'm just going to finish this as a normal update, but we'll see how it goes. So as we can see, XRP is up about 3.79% on the day. That does not tell the story. XRP managed to overnight hit that $1.95 mark. As we talked about yesterday, XRP was targeting that $1.98 mark, and we managed to come up to $1.95. Ethereum, we had a beautiful setup yesterday, and we're able to play off of it. Now, as we can see, Ethereum's around 3,680. It got up to about 3,900 or 720 overnight. We had that back test yesterday, and I put out the alert during the live when I was live, and I said if you wanted to buy, you could buy it at 3,563 on the drop down and put a stop loss down at like 3,490. It played out perfectly, came up to the broadening wedge resistance. And now we're looking to clear that space. We came down overnight, back to consolidate to 3,629. And now it's back up near 3,680. So we're going to see if we have some upward volatility today. As I said, I think Ethereum holds a big key here. I think it's going to tell us exactly what the alts are going to do here going forward, especially the amount of consolidation we would need, if any, for this next push up. And right now, Ethereum seems to be doing what I want it to do. And we're only going to look at this briefly, but I still believe this is giving us the blueprint for the alts. And right now, if this is a bullish consolidation, which it doesn't look bad right now, if it can come up here and then we breach through this 3,730 on this push up, this could be a very volatile day to the upside. Ethereum's already signaling a move to 3,959, assuming we don't lose that 3,000. Essentially, we don't want to lose 3,563, but now we would like this to be the base at 3,630 and play off this inverse head and shoulders and play up to that technical move at 3,959. We still have this little resistance up here around 3,800, well, big resistance at 3,840. So we'll see how it plays out in the days to come, or, hours, days, weeks to come. But could we double bottom here with Ethereum and try to see if this is the area that we could hold up? Probably. If I was a betting man, I would say we're probably going to see how this is going to react here. So, I mean, if you had a good leverage trade or something, you could take profit and then just see how this consolidates today. Same thing with XRP. After a volatile swing up, you oftentimes have these corrective phases, and then we try to see exactly how this pattern is going to shape out. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at it in the sense of, okay, 3,677. If we're not hot this morning, we could come back down here and try to double bottom. Or if this was another rejection here, that is one of the spots where technically you could have got held up here. So we're going to watch very closely. I'm going to watch very closely to Ethereum. I'll watch very closely to XRP as well, because I do believe we've got some upward volatility that has started. But we did come up pretty high. Like Ethereum came up to 3,720. XRP came all the way up to $1.95 overnight. I don't know how many people have seen that. But XRP did come up. We were talking about $1.98 coming back up to that 2021 swing high. And now we came very close last night as we came up to $1.95 or overnight this early AM. So it is a very interesting thing to watch right now. So I'm very, very interested to see how this plays out here going forward. I'm very interested to see how this plays out going forward. With Bitcoin down 795 points on the day, I almost feel like Bitcoin is the better deal this morning. It's got this inverse head and shoulders. I'm just saying, I think there's a setup here again that we could, expose into our favor. So if this goes like this, and this is an inverse head and shoulders on Bitcoin, we've been waiting for this reverse rally back up to about 102K up here on this channel. And it looks like it's got a perfect inverse head and shoulders setup. Now, if you are a gambling man or woman today, and you're like, I would like some exposure to the leverage side, It'll cost you a little bit. You'd have to put this under 90,000, right around 90,660 on a 5x trade. That's about a 32% risk there. So you would have to ride that to exhaustion if you're looking for that. But we are in a consolidatory moment just for this moment. Just for this moment. Remember, Ripple releases 1 billion tokens from escrow tomorrow. So we're going to have some volatility here one way or the other, in my opinion. That comes tomorrow, ironically, the same day that Brad Garlinghouse speaks on 60 Minutes. So is it going to bring some volatility? I mean, this could be a huge pump up to get some positivity going into that 60 Minutes report. I mean, it really could be. So, but I was happy to see how the market reacted last night. I'm a little disappointed for one reason. If we could have got over that $1.97, $1.98, pushed up to like $2.07, and then back tested $1.98, that would have been great. But one thing I am seeing this morning with XRP, which is actually really freaking cool, is that if we created this cup from 2021 on XRP, and then we came all the way back up here to retest it, did we possibly make a massive cup? If we did, this is unbelievable. This would be unbelievable if this is what's happening. And this doesn't go all the way back to all times, because this chart doesn't go that far back. I have many charts, but this one I thought would emphasize it better. So you come around, swing around. Is that not a big cup that we formed here? If we put in a big cup and handle up here, look out. Look out. That's why I'm saying this morning, it's possible we have a consolidatory phase, but we did come down from $1.95 all the way down. But do you guys see that massive cup that could be playing out from $1.98 back around 3 years later? That's incredible. That's incredible. And we already had a come down here to $1.82, and it was a pretty nice pullback. Just like Ethereum, like I said, it pulled back some, what was that, like 50 bucks. And XRP pulled back about 7%. I want to see what the differential is, because I still think this could come down to double bottom here. It just depends. Or try to double bottom. I could see this coming back down on Ethereum if it breaks this support structure. Just a tiny bit. Not saying it's going to give it all back. But everybody who's tuning in, please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube does recommend this live. If you're not already in a trade, I would say for Ethereum, watch it. See if we can get this consolidation back down, because it was a nice push overnight. The fact that we're consolidating a little bit this morning is interesting for me, because I could see this coming down and trying to retest that drop structure. I really could. I could see this exhausting out a little bit to try to create some kind of weird formation. But if you ever see it get back over 37.24, that is a buy signal. So right now, we had a nice trade. If you had nice trades, you can watch it, and then you can actually watch it consolidate for a few dollars and see if it does push over that 3,730 area. So that's definitely something you can do if you have profits. That's something I did. I mean, I did a great job overnight. So like, I tend to do that, and then I watch the consolidatory phase, and I have no bones about it. I actually feel really good about doing it. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So everything that I had open from an Ethereum standpoint, I believe, now is closed as I watch the consolidation. Yeah, everything is closed. I made good money overnight. One trade had, I'm not even going to talk about it, but it was about a $600 night while I slept on Ethereum. So that's beautiful. I took that profit some earlier too at 3,700. But I closed out any trade with the community now, at least until I can see how this consolidation goes. I'm hoping it just bounces up to 3,730, continues this on. But we're going to have to do this intro. I know there's been quite a few comments. Let me get on my phone real quick. There's a decent amount of people watching, 166 people watching. Make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this live. I would really, really appreciate it. We have 71 likes this morning, so 103 of you out of 174 have not hit the like button. I would just simply ask you to hit the like button so I can push my content. It's that simple. If you would give me that courtesy, I would really, really appreciate it. It would help me expand my content. And I think it's very important this morning after a run up that we can understand as a community what is actually going on. So do me that due diligence of hitting that like button. If you appreciate my work, consider sending a YouTube super chat this morning, as XRP is obviously the highest it's been in 3 years. Consider joining Tom's Army, or if you're looking to trade crypto, before I get into the intro, let's just get this out of the way so I don't have to talk about it again. My video description below and our pinned comments, or my homepage. You can trade on BITUNIX. There's ways to do things with me as well, but you're going to have to read through that because I trade for myself, and if someone follows, so be it. But BITUNIX, that's my favorite. The leverage is the cheapest. And from spot positioning as well, you don't need a KYC or VPN. You're not sending or receiving from a bank account. You're doing it from other exchanges. HOTCOIN, I like it because I have my IOTA, VELO, and HBAR on. Still building a massive position into IOTA. Well, not massive, but a good enough position. And they allow it for the USA, which is great. I have my HBAR and VELO there as well. Crypto.com, I have my Visa debit card for crypto. And then I have a slew of them like XLM, IOTX, VChain, VTHOR, ZIL, and DGB. And then if you want to send a donation, you can always do Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. But I don't really like talking about that stuff. We'll also get into the fact that whales moved 139 million coins as Ripple case near potential end. So that's a big amount of tokens that are changing hands here. So I would like to see this morning with the market, I would like to see a continuation here. I would like to see the continuation. But let me do the intro here very quickly. Good morning. 9:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, November 30th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Oh, last night was a great night for the community. We had a great live. I thought it was spectacular. We were able to front run some of these moves last night, and it was great too because the community had a nice positive light. If you are watching right now, just remember I do things a little bit differently. I do things from a standpoint of positivity over negativity. We are helpful, not hurtful in this community. We are kind, not rude. So we show kindness, not rudeness. And we are the light here, not the darkness. However, we will attract a lot of darkness being the light. And the light will always extinguish the darkness. We're not victims here, okay? We're the winners here. And I want to show a setup here just in case somebody still wants to trade something. How about this? You've got a nice, strong setup here, at least a small one for Ethereum. But just remember, we're not the victim here. We never have been and we never will be. We're the winners here, so we need all the information from an education and charting perspective. It's just that simple. If you're trying to gain exposure, you could technically ride this from right here and just throw your stop loss under. And right now, it's about on $100, it's about a $20 risk from right here. You could even do it a little bit closer to the vest and say, I'm going to put my stop loss at 3,618. And then if this structure breaks, then I'll be all over it. But what I was saying when I started this, it's either if you're not in it right now, you're kind of in no man's land because you want to see the breach of the broadening wedge, or you want to see the rundown for one more consolidatory, probably on the neckline. So 3,000, here's what I'll say. If this is going to come back down here and retest this neckline, I'd say right around 3,600. Remember the entry yesterday, 3,563. You were able to ride it all the way up to 3,724 to this resistance. Now that it got rejected, that's why I sold right there to see if we're going to get the pullback down to somewhere around here, or if we breach through 3,730. So I think we could just breach right through. So you could very well put that stop loss on, or you can see if it comes back down and back test that neckline. So I don't know which way it's going to go. I personally hope it just soars out of here, if I'm being honest. So that's what I'm looking for there. And I've been paying very close attention to Ethereum because if it continues on here with very minimal consolidation, I feel like we're going to end up rolling with XRP, with the alts as well. DGB, we talked a lot about yesterday, up 35.7% today. It actually had a move up to about 1.7 cents. It hit our entire target from yesterday. And now if it breaks through here, remember 2.2 cents. So we had a spectacular move from yesterday. I talked about it yesterday and said, do you want to buy it here? Or do you want to buy it after the move when it's 45, 60% higher? And now we went from 1.1. In the apex of it, we had 53% move. After consolidation, it's still up better than about 33% right now, or 35% on the day, sorry. But it's up 35% on the day. And I have 300,000 tokens at DGB. And I even said yesterday, if someone's trying to flip something into something that's undervalued, I thought DGB was set up perfectly. And at least for that one shining moment, if you did make that flip, you made 35% instantly in less than 12 hours. So that's always something good for me to see. I like seeing VTHOR up 6.4% and IOTX up 3.5%. I like seeing some of the movement here this morning. It's kind of like the market is shifting a little bit here. It's kind of like we're shifting. Now, I feel like we've seen this a lot here. I feel like I'm catching rhythms here. And like Bitcoin, I feel like in comparison, it might be a little undervalued here. Isn't that an inverse head and shoulders? Why does this keep resetting? That's so weird. Let me try that. Just keeps resetting unless I keep moving the button. Interesting. Let's see. So, I mean, that looks like an inverse head and shoulders. I would love to hear what the audience has to say about this setup. Does this look like an inverse head and shoulders, kind of like what Ethereum had yesterday before it played up a little bit? Remember yesterday on Ethereum, we had this inverse head and shoulders that was like this, and then it played out? Is Bitcoin just behind Ethereum? Well, not the dominance, but is Bitcoin just behind? Because it looks like we could be pulling that W reversal right here. Banner showed up for me. What do you mean, Randad? What banner? Is DGB a buyer? Wait for the dip. Oh, nice. I see a lot of things are going on in the comments. I'll let you guys talk. But I think I see this inverse head and shoulders. That is pissing me off. I think I see the inverse head and shoulders here. I really do. And if we do, we've got this first target up here for Bitcoin. Right at about 101,000. But yeah, oh, you're welcome on DGB. Is it a buy? I mean, DGB is still relatively cheap to its all-time highs. I mean, it's only at 1.5 cents. But again, I tried to put these out before this rally up. So for me to tell you to buy it after it's up 35% could get you hammered. I don't know where the consolidation is. I don't know if that 1.4 is going to tap again or if it's going to break back down. It came through and fulfilled all the targets from yesterday. So now we have to watch consolidation. It's tough after a rally. So I tried to give the foresight. I talked yesterday about how it was in a pennant flag and it was just a matter of time. Actually, I've talked the last couple days about the pennant flag. It built the pennant flag after a pennant flag for DGB and it was super bullish. CZAM, thank you for the $20 donation. The first donation of any kind during this live. I am so grateful for that on this Saturday morning. It says, thanks for the content, Tom. You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm sorry if I'm not getting every comment. It's just been a little crazy in here, so trying to make sure I stay true to what I need to do with my content. I got somebody coming in today at who knows when, sometime between now and 2 o'clock, I think, to put in my new water tank because my water tank decided to die on Thanksgiving. So that's a $1,700 cost, which it is what it is. But I decided to get a commercial grade 40-gallon hot water tank and forget the residential water tank. So I paid a little bit extra for better equipment, let's just say. But as far as today, that could be an inverted hammer here in the hourly. Might be pulling down a little. See, we got to see if this is ready to consolidate back up now or if we're going to break through and have to find more consolidatory points. We don't have enough evidence to start a consolidation pattern yet. It's possible that we could be forming another pennant flag here. But we would have to, in my opinion, if this is a pennant flag, again, there'll be a little bit more pain here because it would have to come out something like this. Man, it would be tough, though, if we're going to try to find a pennant flag setup here again. See, we're so early, though. We got to wait for this setup here to either come through or come up to resistance again and see if this is a resistance and this is support, then we could chop a little bit and then bounce. Or if we come down here and resist here, then we might chop back down and back test the breakout. So that's why I said this could be no man's land here across the market. So I said I'd rather, after the move yesterday, I'd rather sit here like with Ethereum and see if it does come down to that area. Not because I don't think it's going to finish the move entirely, but I like to split this up, especially if you're a leverage trader. If you're a spot trader, obviously monitor your risk. But now I'm looking at potential, where would this be back testing on Ethereum? Neckline, the lower neckline at 3,598. Similarly to how I thought it would back test the 3,563 yesterday after coming up to 3,647. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing. But I'm trying to be very transparent. I really want to see, while we're doing this live, Ethereum bust through 3730, because then I know the altcoins are going to get hot here relatively quickly. I know XRP is not in a bad spot. It's just that surge overnight. We're either creating a massive cup and handle here now, and this would be absolutely huge. This would kind of be like, how do you take this to the next layer and make this an even bigger game than we ever thought possible for this stage? If that is a big cup, and I want everybody in the audience, let me know. We've got 191 people watching, 143 likes. Do you think this is a massive cup that formed all the way from 2021? We formed the cup. We fulfilled the cup now, coming up to $1.95, $1.96 area last night. Do you think that we're starting something absolutely unbelievable? Because technically, we only missed that $1.98 high by about 2.5 cents. Could it be possible we're building a unbelievable consolidation here? And then if we can hold that $1.63 at worst, this would be a huge handle. And if this plays out, it's going to be crazy. Not to mention the RLUSD that somebody mentioned in the comments that we really have to talk about. So, RLUSD, and not just that, the XRP lawsuit, it's been expedited. The Ripple 2 days ago won that part of the appeal that they want it to be expedited. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Whales have moved 139 million tokens here. So let's read this about Ripple. The RLUSD stablecoin nears New York approval with the launch expected on December 4th. I seen somebody comment it, so I figured I would just do it now. Ellis, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I greatly appreciate that. Your first YouTube super chat said, thanks for the guidance. You're absolutely welcome. And the reason why, I don't know if some of you have noticed, on Saturdays and Sundays, if I can, I've been trying to come on live instead of the morning update because I don't know how much I'm going to be able to come on the weekends. But I figure if we do about an hour together on Saturday and Sunday mornings, we'll at least get on the same page. So I think we could cut down a little bit here as well. Maybe 5-10%. It just all depends on if we're going to hold this support structure. Just keep your eyes on Ethereum. If it breaks out past 3,730, we're in the money. If it comes down and holds that consolidation at 3,653 approximately, beautiful. Beautiful back test of the neckline on the inverse head and shoulders. So Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin nears New York approval with the launch expected on December 4th. RLUSD launch nears New York approval with Ripple expected to introduce its stablecoin on December 4th in the U.S. digital financial market. Does everything sound good on my end today, just out of curiosity? Can you guys hear me clear? Yeah, that $2.22 is just a short-term target out of that 6.5 year, what I would call it a descending wedge, I think. But that descending wedge, which was a very bullish consolidation, and that first target, if you go from the 2021 high to the 2021 low or 2020 low, from that area, it gets you to 222. If you measure from the top of the descending wedge down to the bottom of that support structure on the swing high to low, it gets you out to like $5.40 or $5.60. So we've got a long way to go still. And I'm glad it sounds good this morning. I'm very glad that there's no interruptions. Yesterday, I had to shut my internet off on my tablet because it's a way for me to make YouTube reset it without shutting my stream off, and then it worked fine. So sometimes YouTube does have that issue. So just always let me know. The rumors of BlackRock and JPM gearing up for ETF will be the biggest catalyst. Oh, absolutely. And remember what I've said about XRP since 21. We're not joining them because they're the good guys. We're joining them because the WEF, BlackRock, JP Morgan are all part of the game here with Ripple. So if all these guys, the biggest players in the game, are on that team, I told myself, I'm not missing this. And I will sit in it, and I will just buy and sell bear to bull markets like I did in 21, and then rebuy back in a bear market like we did in 23. Then we even got another chance in 24 at 38 cents, which we never expected. So, you know, I knew I wasn't missing this. Not just XRP. I knew I wasn't missing the entire ISO and IoT tokens. I've been very transformative in this station. I will not trade meme tokens for one reason. I want to build my utility tokens and not have to worry about that BS. Sure, you can make a bunch of money. Has anybody looked at GOAT lately? Remember that run to $1.37 and everybody was bashing XRP saying it's a pile of shit? How can the GOAT token go that much higher than XRP? Well, the GOAT token went from what, $1.34, $1.40? And now instead of having XRP, the real utility, and it was at 50 cents when everybody was buying the GOAT token. Now XRP went from 50 cents to $1.85. Remember that short term front running that the GOAT token did on XRP? And what did I say? When it was time this thing would crash and XRP is going to end up coming out? Well, when a lot of people decided to take this at 47 and they took the easy money to $1.38, and then all those people jumped on it because they said it's moving faster than XRP, the bottom line is from the top now, someone's holding the bag at a 40% discount. And the other bottom line is even if you bought it here, which I guarantee nobody probably did, because most of them will buy it after, but even if you, let's say you bought it at 41 cents, right? Let's say you bought it here. I know it was a little bit lower farther back, but now it's coming down. So now the utility part of this, sure, GOAT was a sexy pick there while it was running. Sure it was. And if you got it even cheaper, and you were somebody who's seen it when it first came onto the market, but most people introduced it to my audience after it had made that first push up to here, and then we watched it consolidate. Then it came back up. But most people who are buying this aren't selling any of it. They're looking at this to go infinite. So now you look at the real utility there, which was XRP, and now it went from that point, now it's holding $1.85. And now GOAT's sitting at 84 cents, and everybody who bought it are pissed. Oh my God, I bought this at 40 instead of XRP when it was at the same spot, and now I'm 1x instead of, you get the picture here. Other than that, I would have personally picked XRP Healthcare over that GOAT token. I've said this from the beginning. I'm not interested in GOAT. I put all my investment into XRP Healthcare on that front at 1.7 cents. And it was right there. XRP Healthcare was at 2 cents when GOAT was doing this majority of the run when everybody was buying it. And it's not that I don't appreciate it, but when every single YouTuber is saying I bought into this and this is where you need to be, and then every single one of those same YouTubers that were front-loaded by the GOAT token to promote it, push and sell that GOAT token, what do you think's going to happen to your investment? I'd rather sit here at that 380 percentile here on the move out of a pennant flag, personally. So that's why I don't talk a lot about the meme side. And I understand the GOAT is on the XRP ledger. I get all of that, believe me. And now look, here's Ethereum now. Not saying that we were front-running this move, but I even told everybody, if you were watching, that you can take profits on Ethereum if you made that move with us yesterday. And you can watch this peace of mind. Either rebuy it back at 3,730 or let it come down to 3,598. Maybe a possible double bottom here, but there was no doubt in my mind this retracement was coming. So, like I said, I made over $600 yesterday on Ethereum. The total amount of money that I had up, about $600. One of them was, yeah, so anyhow, I'm not going to go deep into that trade. I talked about it. I even showed the consolidation. But I'm telling you, watch Ethereum. It is telling us everything we need to know about the next stages of the altcoins. And I'm so blessed to have 246 people here right now. On a Saturday morning at 10 a.m., it's just unbelievable. We've got about 3/4 of an inch of snow outside so far. So, yes, it's snowing in my background, and it actually kind of looks like this outside if you're not just looking at my background. It's actually snowing like this outside, so we've got our first ground cover of the year, like real ground cover. Just north of me by about 4 hours in Gaylord, they have 28 inches of snow that fell in the last like 12 hours, which is crazy. So, yeah, the lights are looking great. So, Ripple is set to receive New York, the NYDFS approval to issue the RLUSD stablecoin through a limited purpose trust charter. Ripple's XRP has flipped BNB, becoming the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. That was yesterday. And the cool thing is Ripple, with the RLUSD, remember how we always talk about Tether artificially pumping up Bitcoin or crypto? Do you guys really think that Ripple's team isn't going to pump up XRP via the RLUSD stablecoin? I think that's something that a lot of people are missing. I really do believe that's a lot of people are missing. I think Ripple is going to use the RLUSD stablecoin to pump XRP into infinity. And it's going to have such a large amount of, I'm just saying, to know that Tether USDC's totality of their movement was about 70% of Ripple, that stablecoin by United States Digital Currency and Tether, it came out that about 75% of the traffic, 75% was from Ripple. That's why Ripple created its own stablecoin. It was powering Tether and Circle. So now that they come out with RLUSD, what do you think's going to happen to those two stablecoins? If it's my money on a one-to-one peg, I will not be putting my money into a USDC. USDC over USDT, but I'll probably just hold my money when it's on the sidelines in RLUSD. Why would I put it in Tether or USDC, and not support the XRP ledger? Think of all the money now that we hold on the side, that could be held in the stablecoin of RLUSD. It's pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar, so it's going to be the same. And they're going to have the most amount of liquidity known to man. They're going to have more liquidity than USDT and USDC combined. I guarantee it. XRP is going nowhere. Big yen. Really? Maybe your wallet's not going anywhere. I've always say this to everybody who has that negative connotation. Stay broke, my friend. Stay broke, my friend. It's not going anywhere. We just went from 48 cents to $1.85 in a matter of 3.5 weeks. I mean, if you don't want to quadruple your money in a month, you're going to have that mindset. No. Adam, no. That's why I said once I was willing to call this a bull market, it's going to be very hard to shift back into a bear market. So, you know, I not only got to call this in 23, the bear market bottom, but I called the top in 2021. We were in at 47 cent average, sold out at $1.66, proclaimed I would not buy over 40 cents until it got down to the proper buying spots. We did it in 23, actually bought at 28 and sold at 44 in 23, then bought back again at 34, and now we've been sitting pretty. Bought more at 38. Like, to say that XRP's not going nowhere, I mean, you've missed out on so much money that I can understand why you'd be actually be a little jealous or a little hurt in the comments. I honestly, that's why I say do it with humility and be humble, because we're sitting here on massive gains. And it's not just massive, life-changing gains already. And most people haven't even bought in because they don't see the alt season starting as of yet. Which technically it hasn't. I don't mind the trolls. I like the trolls. Because now they're sitting here trolling, but we're sitting here and our bank account added a 0. The bottom line is, everybody watching right now, we added a 0 to our portfolio. So if you invested 3,000, you know what's going on. You know, we've added zeros. So if you were in the 3-digit or the 4-digit club, you're now in the 5-digit club. If you're in the 5-digit club, you're now in the 6-digit club. That's how it works. So I'd rather have 5 digits than 4 digits on my investment. Let's just put it that way. So, and then when we get to 5, or, you know, another digit, it'll be nice. Adam's up over $34,000 at the moment. Excellent. CZAM 5X this last. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not just XRP. So many of my things have popped that I don't even talk about. You know, it's been amazing. And then the precious metals on top of it. I mean, I've tried day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year to be very proactive, and I'm very appreciative of myself and this community. One, for myself, because I stayed dedicated, so I was able to buy into all these variables. But two, the fact I stayed dedicated to this audience and I kept it free. Like, that's always been my biggest thing. I know I can charge for my content. I know I can put it all behind paywalls. I know I can make it difficult for the broke people, because I was broke not too long ago. I really was. Back 6-7 years ago, I couldn't have a pot to piss in. I was going negative just to make an electric bill. You know, so I don't like to charge for anything. I've gotten the negativity from people for not charging. I'm not going to do it. This is just who I am. Ripple is set to receive approval from the New York Department of Financial Services, NYDFS, to launch its RLUSD stablecoin, allowing it to enter the U.S. crypto market. According to a Fox Business report, the regulatory approval will enable Ripple to operate as a major player in New York regulatory digital finance market and the broader stablecoin ecosystem. The report indicates that the NYDFS is set to approve Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin, with the company expecting a launch on December 4th. If that's the case, we're only just beginning. We're only just beginning. I think we're only just beginning, and what we're not even talking about is the tokenized gold and silver that's coming to the XRP ledger that's already verified. Once that happens, there's a huge amount of liquidity that comes as well. Theta is front-running the market. Damn, I need to look at that. Ripple currently operates RippleNet, a global payment network using blockchain technology to provide cross-border payment solutions for banks and businesses as an alternative to SWIFT. While the company's native token XRP serves as a bridge currency for transactions, it remains unregulated in the U.S. XRP is currently trading at $1.75. Now we know it's about $1.84. Has renewed momentum, flipping BNB to become the fifth largest, and we're getting closer to, and it's crazy to see some of the ones that are up there. Go look at where USDC ranks in market capitalization and come report back to me very quickly. And that'll tell you how manipulated this market is. Does anybody know where USDC's ranked by a market cap right now? And it's insulting to XRP. And reaching a 100 billion market cap. The token's price plunged over 50% in 2020 after the Securities and Exchange Commission filed a lawsuit alleging securities law violations. However, it recently surged following Donald Trump's election when driven by his promise to ease crypto regulations and position the U.S. as the crypto capital of the planet. Isn't that crazy, CZAM? Isn't that crazy that it could be in the top 10? Further gains were fueled by the announcement of SEC Chair Gary Gensler's departure, which XRP holders view as a positive step, anticipating a more crypto-friendly replacement under Trump. I know, it's insane that it holds that much market capitalization. $39.8 billion. I'm glad somebody actually wrote it down. That's crazy to me. Because XRP until the last week or 2 weeks, actually 3 weeks, only had a market capitalization of under 30 billion, which is insane. Now it's over 100 billion. This move positions Ripple in direct competition with established U.S. stablecoin issuers, including Circles, Paxos, and Gemini. 2 out of those 3 are scams, Paxos and Gemini. Circle is the one that we can verify, at least, United States digital currency, but Paxos has been playing a game too. I exposed that years ago, so just be careful on certain fronts. Yes, XRP is very close to overtaking Solana. Very close. The stablecoin market, currently valued at $190 billion, is expected to expand further under the pro-crypto Trump administration, which may pave the way for federal stablecoin regulation. So that's big news with the RLUSD stablecoin. If it's going to be approved on the 4th. Remember, we've had added updates with the XRP lawsuit that it's being expedited, the final decision. And remember, the lawsuit, XRP can never be ruled a security again, ever. It's the law of the land now. The only thing that can happen is Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple, the fine could be increased. But as far as the ruling of the token, it can't be changed. So we're in great shape. And the whales are sneaking up, and the whales are, oh man, they're smelling this. XRP whales move 139 million coins as Ripple case nears potential end. XRP whales shuffled nearly 139 million coins as the Ripple Labs versus United States Securities and Exchange Commission lawsuit sees a potential end favoring the blockchain company. How many of you have seen this extraordinary move with the whales? XRP whales have taken action to shuffle over 100 million coins on Friday, setting off waves of speculation among traders and investors globally. As the Ripple Labs versus US SEC lawsuit reaches a potential end, these transactions have sparked substantial intrigue over the firm's native coins' future movements. Simultaneously, XRP price continues to pump with the asset, even surpassing BNB in terms of market cap. And I just want to thank everybody for yesterday. It was my most viewed watch time day ever on my channel, which surpassed the one from 3 days earlier. We went over 1,500 watch time hours yesterday in one day. Just to put it in perspective, if you're a YouTuber, to become partner in 1 year or in 6 months, You have actually a year to hit 1,000 watch time hours. It's either 6 months or a year because it's not easy to hit. We hit 1,500 plus watch time hours yesterday alone. It was incredible. It's the second time this week we were over 1,400 in the last 5 days. The third time in 5 days we were over 1,000 watch time hours in a day. So a lot of people are consuming the content, which I like to see, which I really like to see. And when you're commenting on my page and you are commenting and you don't see anything next to your name when you're commenting on one of my updates, hit that subscribe button because now I can see you subscribe to my channel, like a regular subscription, not a paid subscription. Just subscribe to YouTube as one of my 28,400 plus followers. If you don't have a red, looks like a red briefcase next to your name, you're not subscribed to my channel. So when you're commenting on my updates, not on this live, but after it's released to the public, you know, and it's not just a live or any update, it'll have a red subscriber thing next to your name. I made that available now because it's available to my channel. So I want to see who's actually subscribed without paying, just regular subscribers. There's a lot of people that are very big fans of my show that are not subscribed. It's actually unbelievable. So just make sure. Nick, thank you for the $4.99 donation. Thank you, Tom, for giving me a place to talk crypto. You are welcome, Nick. And thank you for sending me so much information in regards to the charts. You are absolutely incredible with your charting abilities. Crazy Poll, you didn't even get a notification. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. I'm not surprised by that. They don't really push my stuff. Joshua, welcome in. Night Owl, good afternoon, or good morning. Jorge, thanks for being a very trusted mod and being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor and being a mod. I really appreciate that. I apologize if I haven't got to all the comments. It's just been going quick, and I'm trying to get through all this information while I have time with all of you. So according to data from Whale Alert, on November 29, 2 XRP whales have moved heavy amounts of tokens. Pumpmaster Flash, thank you, along with Ring Thane, for both being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I love it. And that is my face superimposed on there. It is my face superimposed on there. Well, Tom, you know, nobody's been letting me talk lately. See, you guys asked too much about Bob in the comments. Bob, people are asking how much you are up on your position. Well, feeling good. I was down 77%. Now I'm up. I found Tom. I thought he was a fudster. Now I'm up 400% now, and I added a 0. I am happy. Stop watching the scumbag and fudsters now. Yeah, there's Bob. He came back. I told you he'd be back. I told you he would be back eventually. But, you know, now we got to get back to seriousness before everybody leaves. But he was dying to sing that song from the beginning. Hey, somebody joined Tom's Army because of Bob, I think, Julie. Grant Kennedy, welcome into Tom's Army. I really, really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. And I know it's your first month because that's the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Quant. That is a big one we still need to talk about. And Grant, welcome to the team, my friend. I really appreciate that. More than you know. You literally made me the happiest person today. Yep, December 1st, they will add we'll have the 1 billion dump from escrow. 1 billion dump from escrow. And then typically 800 million gets locked back up. I think I might have seen a donation in there too. That's okay, we can still light it. Hey, we can do it now, Julie. I just gotta look at the comment real quick. It's okay if it falls apart. You did a fantastic job, my love. Julie, Gaylord got 28 inches of snow yesterday.
Ooh, good skiing.
What is that, about 4 hours from us? Wow, what's going on here? We got 3 new members of Tom's Army just now. There's no way that just happened. Did that really just happen? Wow, I can't believe it. Maybe I should bring Bob out more often. Oh my goodness. First of all, Billy, thank you so much for the $9.99 donation before I forget. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for that. I just can't believe that Grant, Night Owl, and ATX Bastard all subscribed to Tom's Army just now. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. You guys have made me literally the happiest person Well, Tom, I told you if you show me a little bit more, people might subscribe. God, Bob, you make me look like a jackass in front of new people. Well, Tom, you know, when you're making a lot of money, I have to come back on. Okay, Bob, can you... It's been a good day, but let's not go down this trajectory right now. I told you guys if you kept talking about him, you know, eventually he would come back out. And I knew he was going to sing that song eventually. I just knew he wouldn't let it live. And he always has to put into that he thought I was a fudster in the beginning, but that's okay. So according to data from Whale Alert, on November 29th, 2 XRP whales have moved heavy amounts of tokens. Where did I put that? Oh. Heavy amounts of tokens. Per the data, RBJ moved 104.39 million coins worth, 167 million, another unknown wallet. RHC subsequently another whale address, RBE, moved 35 million coins worth 52.28 million. Do you have a lighter? And if you guys would like to relax with me, Julie has made us relaxation. Okay. To another address. Altogether, these transactions ignited a speculative buzz as the company's lawsuit against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission waived. SEC saw waves turning in favor of the American blockchain company, or payments company. Notably, the American blockchain payments company issued a lawsuit against the SEC saw new turns, primarily in favor of XRP. Former Commodities Futures Trading Commission Chairman Chris Giancarlo told Fox Business that the new SEC will drop the appeal. Mirroring optimism in light of Donald Trump's re-election, pro-XRP lawyers Bill Morgan, Fred Rispoli, and Jeremy Hogan also proclaimed that the appeals will likely get dismissed or withdrawn. Overall, the XRP transaction amid these legal maneuvers have gained significant traction among industry participants globally. On the other hand, the court has granted the motion to amend the order pertaining to judgment and stay in the XRP lawsuit. Per the latest California District Court filing and the Ripple Labs Inc. litigation, both parties in the lawsuit collectively agree that there was no specific reason to delay the judgment in the lawsuit, given class claims were resolved. Meanwhile, the plaintiff has requested the court for an express finding and an amended judgment, primarily to avoid further delay in the final judgment. At the time of reporting, XRP price soared 13% over the past day to reach $1.65. And as we know, it hit all the way up to $1.95 now. Its intraday low of $1.43 and $1.68. So that back test at $1.68 was held yesterday. We didn't even have to come all the way down there. We created a new floor at $1.70, $1.71 yesterday, and then it surged to $1.98. So we had a 50% uptick in trading volume, or we had 24-hour trading volume witnessed a 50% uptick in value to $9.88 billion. The rising movement as the lawsuit against the SEC nears its potential end has ignited significant among traders and investors globally. And remember, for years, guys, we just wanted to get ahead of this, guys and gals. We wanted to be in before all the buzz. We wanted to be in when everybody called it nothing, horse manure. So it's also noteworthy that the token flipped BNB, and now we know it's over $100 billion market cap. And right now, Ethereum 3,672. So we're still fighting. Did we come down anymore while I wasn't watching? That's good. This is a good reversal right here. Now you could technically run off of this. And if you want to ride this formation, this is what you're looking for. You got a floor here at 3,629. And if we want to bust out of here, that could be your support structure. So it's setting you up with a actual movement here, 3,675, a very minimal stop loss, I would say at 3,000. If you wanted to do this properly, I would probably, because now it could move out of here. This is what we were looking for this morning, the consolidation. Remember the first number I talked about, and I wish I was watching, 3,653 was the first area. Then if it broke past there, then we could talk about a little bit lower or possibly down to the neckline at 3,598. But the fact it hit right there at 3,653 is a good sign. Now you could technically ride this and say I'm going to put a stop loss at 3,620, let's just call it. 3,620. Hell, 3,610 just to give it in case it wants to bottom there again. You could technically do that. You could technically take a leverage trade here. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. And it would be about a 1.8% risk on a 5x trade. That's not even a $10 risk on every $100. On a 5x trade, that's about a $7.50 risk per 100. So on $1,000, that's only about a $75 risk. That is nothing. Oh, absolutely. DGB is a big play. I have 300,000 plus tokens on DGB. And I started buying at 005, 006, 007, 00. I was very transparent. I was buying at every fractional cent it came up. And look at that inverse head and shoulders. This is going to be massive. It's a huge inverse head and shoulders here that's formed right now. Pump Master Flash sold everything and went with DGB. That's an interesting play. I honestly have thought much about that exact same thing. Not getting rid of XRP, I'm the XRP future millionaire, but getting rid of like a few different things. Like I've had VTHOR, whatever exposure I have of the VTHOR, I was thinking about getting rid of. And then the exposure, I want to keep IOTX because that's my IOTA exposure. Besides the IOTA I also have. But it's the IoT. But I thought about that with a few of these. Really did. I really did. Everybody watching XRP and XLM. Well, the play's not shot. But the big potential in the play is absolutely shot. Because now we're looking for $2.22 to finish off this first layer of this move. Even though we could come all the way back down to $1.48, and I'm being very transparent about that. But even if it came all the way to $2.22, look at that. That's only a 19.7% move if you buy it now. That's the difference. Even though that's a 100% move for us. That's the bottom line. We bought it at 34. That's over 100% move for us. But for anybody who buys it now, it's only a 19% move for XRP, 20% move. That's the point. XLM has already caught up. Everybody asking if XLM will catch up to XRP, it already has. There was about a 7-to-1 differential on XRP to XLM price differential. It usually is about a 3.3 to 3.5 to 1. If you look at it right now, it's about that 3.5 to 1. It's right where it needs to be. So there's a lot of people that want to flip from XRP to XLM. They would have got hammered yesterday if they did that. Hammered. And I told somebody straight up, don't do that. Now, everybody's watching XRP, XLM, and XDC. I'm telling you, like I said yesterday, nobody is watching. And I said the biggest play, I told everybody who kept asking me if they were going to sell XRP and put it into XLM. I said, hey, if you're going to do something like that, why not put it in DGB? At one point, it was at 1.0, literally, it was at 1.08, and now it's up 42%. So I said yesterday that this was the one that was not being paid attention to. I made it very clear in my coverage. I have over 300,000 tokens of DGB. My goal was to get 100,000. I overloaded it.
Because you're the Digibyte OG.
Some part of the reason why I sold the XRP that I had in the reserve, because you guys know I bought my holdings at 34, then I rebought some at 38, strategically bought the exact amount I needed to pay off my whole holdings in retail and to pay off my spare bag. But by selling that bag, it gave me $5,800 of capital, paid off my entire holdings of 10,000 plus XRP, and I wasn't even planning on buying that bag. It just came down to 38 cents and gave us a second chance to buy more. I took that bag and bought 200,000 more DGB at 0.007 and 8. It was very transparent. Took that bag and bought IOTX. Took that bag and bought VTHOR. Took that bag and bought another 200,000 AMP that ended up going up 65% on just the 200,000. So I've been doing a lot of movement. You know, a lot of movement with that stuff. And now for DGB to double up now from when I did that, oh my God, it's unbelievable. At some point, DGB is going to go back to all-time highs. DGB is a massive project that never gets talked about. And it's one that goes on the humanitarian side of things. So DGB, I keep saying, we're going to one day say, oh my God, how did we not take advantage of this? Or some of you will. I won't. I won't ever say that. I know what DGB is. I know what DGB is. I bought DGB in 2021 when I had a small portfolio. Most of it was invested in XRP. The other 5,000 tokens were invested in XLM, and then I had 10,000 tokens of DGB. I bought it for 500 bucks at 5 cents, sold it just over 15 cents. And when I sold it live on air, I proclaimed I will not buy DGB until it comes under 1 cent. And I got laughed at. You should have seen the crowd. What do you mean under 1 cent? That's unrealistic. That's a 99%. I said, I'll see you under 1 cent. And I'm going to buy 100,000 tokens, 10 times more than I have. Well, the first time I bought it back, it was 0.006, and I sold it for 2 cents, as most of you know, on that first rally earlier in the year. Then I said, I'll see you back at 0.004, and I fucked it up. Because it actually got down there. So now, I did get to buy it back better than 90%. It's the foresight. I told you, you don't become rich in a bull market. You become rich in the bear market. You become wealthier beyond your dreams. It doesn't seem like it as the bear market's going on. But once it surges out of it and you have those prices, every day is like Christmas right now. Absolutely. It's a sleeping giant. It probably, in my opinion, it probably will hit $1. I just never call for it because, let's face it, the high's like 18 cents. But another thing you can look at and be proud of DGB, they could have went off the rails with circulating supply. But look at the circulating supply. Seriously. 17,385,206,891.418 is the circulating supply. That's 4 times less than XRP basic circulating supply. That's not a big, and the max, the total market cap, but let's see, total circulating supply. How much more can they inflate the total supply? And to be such a low circulating supply and to have the price so cheap, the amount of DGB traded has risen by $14,710,361 in the last 24 hours. A 100% increase in trading volume on DGB. What is the total supply? And it can only have 21 billion in total. So you're talking about a total circulating supply that warrants $1, if not more. It should be much higher than Doge. I know everybody talks about Doge. I even have exposure to Doge with Julie. We've had it since 5 cents. Over 10,000 tokens. But DGB should be much higher. Much higher. Well, if you ask me about Floki, let me show you one thing that you have to be aware of. Floki, circulating. Does that seem like something you want to be a part of? Not me. 9.6 trillion circulating supply. That's just not for me. Plus, it's not for me. It's not for me. DGB, if you're wondering where I bought it, if you go to my homepage, and there's nothing in this for me. If you click on these, there's no reason for me to even share this stuff except for the fact that I have these exchanges. I didn't do partnerships with these people. It's nice when you're on my account because then you're linked to me and it gives me, I can do things for the community. But as far as like taking prize roles with these companies, I didn't do it. But crypto.com is where I buy my DGB, and I'm very proud of it. I'm verified on there. It's the only exchange that I showed my ID to because I want to be verified from a tax purpose. But anyhow, DGB is very much undervalued and underutilized. I know it's going to, I've told everybody and proclaimed it. DGB will make me 10 times more than XRP ever could. And not because XRP is not going to go to a much higher price. It was the price point to buy was so much lower. Just like I proclaimed XLM will probably make you more money than XRP when we bought in. Only because we bought it at 8 cents and XRP at 34. And because of the price point, it probably has more upside potential because every 8 cents you're 1xing compared to every 34 cents for XRP. And on a 3-to-1 differential, or 3.5 to 1, if XRP would have been at the same price and XLM was at 10 cents, XRP would have been the better buy. But because of the differential, you're going to get about a 50 to 75% better return per every so many times you 10x than XRP. That's why you have to have both. That's just something that I worked out in the variable. XDC is the wild card because right now it's less than 3-to-1 from, it was less than, what was it? 5-to-1 from XLM. Now it's about 10-to-1. So now when you look at the differential between XDC and XLM, there's more potential in XDC than XLM, but more potential. And now it's not the same potential in XLM as there is the XRP. If you buy XLM at 52 and XRP at 187, you're probably looking at a similar ratio. You know, so you got to find the ratios. Do y'all research before you invest? RG, I mean, are you asking me? I think you're in the wrong community if you're asking that question. Do you know what our buy-ins are and what my objective here in this community was? I'm the person who said in 2021 not to buy XRP after we sold at $1.66 and what looked like a massive bear market rally, and to wait until sub 40 cents. I'm also the one who said that XRP, I'm looking at a point at $10, not $10,000 as a price point. So I'm not sure why, because we're talking about DGB at $1 with a circulating supply of max of 20 billion. I absolutely think it can hit $1. But it's going to take time. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. No, sir, was telling a fellow member to I didn't even see unless you weren't talking to me. I don't know, because I catch comments every now and then too, so I apologize if that wasn't directed at me. But I was just saying, our community, just if that's a real question, we do a lot of research. That's why I don't buy meme tokens, and our community's Internet of Things and ISO 20022 compliant tokens only. The rest of it can miss me only because I know the utility bull market is going to be something just like the .com. Other YouTube channels are still fun. They sure are. Unfortunately. Boink, they sure are. And the only problem is, the only problem with that is that we're giving unrealistic price expectations. So now somebody sees somebody say we're going to 5,000 and they see it at $1.87 and they're like, oh, this is a can't miss. But not understanding that we came from 34 cents here, or 48 cents on November 13th. What was it? 48 cents in the beginning of November. So yeah, if you wanted to tell them to buy there, that was great. It was under 50 cents. You're getting better than 2 for $1. Right now, we're only 150% move away from all-time highs. For us, that's the crazy thing. Let's say we move 50% to all-time highs. Let's just say we're around 365, 370, depending on exchange. On the one on mine, it's only 328, as you know. But let's just say, IQ, welcome in, my friend. So glad to see that name in here the last couple days. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months, William. I really appreciate that. Man, does it make my... Certain people I see from the very beginning that have been watching since this channel, you know, it was the struggle in the beginning, that are still here. Whew, there's something about that. Anyhow, but XRP, just think about it. To that $3.70 mark, it's a lot different now. It's just a lot different. So it does hurt a lot of people by not telling the truth on the charts. It really does. That's why I do it's the power of what I do. I don't do my stuff from a FUD up way. I've been doing this every step of the way. Even Ethereum, I keep watching it because I'm starting to think now. It really does. If it could just backtest that, it would make me so much more confident in the exact moment for the breakout. But the fact it went boom, boom, maybe it just, you know what? It might have started something very important here that could actually be a buy signal. Let's see this. I mean, it's already got a massive buy signal, but I'm saying a rebuy if you're not in. That is where you're looking for a breach of. If you breach out of this gap, this little gap, you're going to come back up to at least retest this broadening wedge area. So basically, does that look bullish or bearish to you on that consolidation? I would just love to hear what this audience has to say. Do you think that looks bullish or bearish for Ethereum on this consolidation? It's already been an hour and 4 minutes. Holy crap. And we already know, going farther, we're in a massive inverse head and shoulders, so we know it's bullish. We have a massive bull flag, or I guess you could say kind of a both, but it broke out here as well. You know, if you actually went like this, and you take the evidence of what just happened, holy smokes. Do you see what just happened here? See what happened here? If you take the evidence, oh, this is super bullish. See that? Once we remodified it for the evidence of the day, for the evidence of what's happened. Oh, man. What is this line below me? I gotta... Oh, I need that. What is this? For right now, I'm getting rid of this. I'll put that back if I need it, but that's in the way. You guys see this? We know if you modify it like this from before the breakout, and you look at it like the pennant flag, that's a... Oh, my God. Oh, my God, we're off. We're off. We're off. And I think my comments went away again, of course. But that's okay. At least it's at the end this time. We were off. That's $4,000 move here. And it backed... Oh, my God. It back tested that. So, you can absolutely buy this in. And I would put the stop loss. If you want to make sure you ride the entirety of this move, set it right here. Put it at 3,500 on a 5x trade. Marginalize your risk. That's super bullish right now. That is super freaking bullish. Now, can it come back down and hit again? Sure. But as long as this setup holds, it's super bullish. And if it breaks out of here, the next move's instantly going to be 37.33. That was a bullish consolidation, back testing the pennant flag. Could be a V-shaped recovery in the making right now. Right now. Pay attention to this one. Pay attention to this one. Now I'm going to have to, so what I'm going to do is, because I've been riding this with some community members that know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to talk about the whole venture that we do together because I don't want to get banned again. But I don't want to get reported. But at current times, we're up almost $500 right now together. We're up $497.56. After a dip down to up $296, we've recovered over $200 in the positive. So we're doing very well, up almost 300%. And you can go in the video description below and or pinned comments in not pinned comments, but my homepage if you want to follow me on BITUNIX and be a part of this. And there's a lot of risk here. A lot of risk to a lot of reward. Let's just put it that way. So on the Ethereum front, I'm just going to keep piling back in all the funds that I've acquired through these Ethereum trades. And I'm just going to keep front running them back into our trade. It's only a 5x trade. I said 3,500. Wait a minute. We don't even need 3,500. That's the thing. Like, you don't even have to have that big of a risk tolerance if you don't want to come through the bottom, because we broke out the pennant flag. So once you invalidate this, then you would have to reconsolidate. So you might as well just reshuffle. So we'll put it at about 3,600. Nah, 3,592.22 is my stop. You can put the stop loss. And I did a 400 because we had... Oh, that's bad fundamentals. What am I doing? Can't have that big of one. I have to send some off because we made money. I'm sorry. 1/4 of this cannot be in that position. It's got to be $345 trade because I don't want it to be too big. Stop loss 35. 92.22 because we're going to at least ride it below the pennant flag consolidation. So 3,592.22 would put you down in here, so we'd be well back within the consolidation. That's 36, 35. Nope, why risk it? Because we could always do it ourselves. I could always do it myself and just sell out of the trade, but I don't want to get caught up because of a stop loss. So that's below at 3,512.22. $78 risk if it were to come all the way down on a sudden pull. So I'm okay with that. So that's what I'm doing. So, you know, obviously if you want to follow along, and I'm not going to talk about it deeply because I don't want to get banned. And somebody report it and I have a strike on my, or a warning on my account until the 3rd or 5th. But you can go here and you can follow what I'm doing right here. Go to BITUNIX. That's how you find it. If you do it, go search in copy trade section XRP Future Millionaire, and I'll let you guys decide what you're going to do. But that's what I'm looking at. Already had a nice move on that before, and now I'm just piggybacking the rest of the move because now we had the back test. Too bad I wasn't watching it when we had the actual back test, but that's not important. So that's going to tell us everything we need to know about the market. If it breaks down past, if it breaks this pennant flag back test, then obviously you could look at it and be like, you know, I might need to wait, or it might reverse. But the fact it back tested perfectly, that's almost a deeper signal here. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on here. We will definitely see what goes on here now. So I'm pretty excited about seeing that back test because I think that it's going to have positive repercussions here for crypto, especially if this is not just a fake signal. Remember, these can be fake signals, folks. These can absolutely be fake signals. So we just have to watch this and do our due diligence. So we'll go through, before I leave, some of the liquidity zones. We'll go through some of the liquidity zones. I am just trying to do one thing because I have a lot of things that I have set up here for different movements. And I like here the positioning of where Ethereum is, only because it's given us value. Even if it comes through, I don't mind giving a little bit back. I never have. Even if it gives it all back, it's less than what we've already made. A lot less. Or what I've made in the last 24 hours. But I like to see setups here. I like to see setups. And it feels like we've got some kind of setup here that restarted. And I'm all for that. And then I have to go to my own personal. Because whatever you guys see me do with you, there's always more of a risk than you're just seeing. I don't know how else to put it. So let's see what that stop loss would be. I'll probably just put this on my own at about 20. 3503. Where are we at with Ethereum right now? 3680. I made all that on that earlier. So I'm going to take out $350 out of my futures account. To where I only have 300. Oh, that's still too much. Take out 100 more. So take out 450. Have $222 left. My personal trade, I would just take this to where it liquidates. Nope, that's 3,579. We were talking about 3. This is how I do the math. Gives us plenty of room to run this. All right, that seems like good risk reward to me. I already took out plus $400, so if I lose this, I'd be plus 180. Sounds good to me. Try to ride this to the top. All right, now I'm perfectly set. Sorry, I just wanted you guys to see what I think in real time. So that's my assertion of what I'm seeing. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I'm going to have to get going here. I got Michigan-Ohio State game that starts here soon. My brother's going to be coming over. I got a hot water tank being put in during the game, apparently. But I still want to look at the liquidity real quick. Could you please check Casper, $1.99 by Devin. Devin, if it was anybody else, I would say no. But I like you, Devin. Very trusted mod, and you've been around for a long time. Well, maybe not anybody else I would have said no, but it would have had to be somebody that I would go above and beyond for, let's put it that way, because I've already done a lot here. Holy Toledo. Is that the inverse head and shoulders finally? Whoa. Am I going to have to buy this back finally? Holy. That's a huge inverse head and shoulders here. It's only at 007. You know, I know these founders ran away with a lot of the money, or some of the money. But, you know, sometimes when you see a technical setup that looks like that, it's intriguing. That's definitely that definitely looks like an inverse head and shoulders with a V-shaped recovery if this plays out properly. And see a bull flag. See a nice flag there that formed. Actually, you can see a pennant flag that formed. That's a pennant flag. Is that a pennant flag? If that's a pennant flag, oh my goodness. Devin, if you told us to look at this right now, and this is actually a pennant flag, you probably just made somebody a lot of money today. Maybe even me. Hold on. Oh. Oh boy. If that holds, that is the nuts right there. This is the 100% nuts right now. You could not buy a better buy on Casper, except at this moment, if it's actually going to make this run. And Casper, I always thought was one with the utility run that would do well. Now, I don't know if a lot of it was more FUD than fear, but my God. Oh, AMP? Oh, well, good. That's AMP. Dude, that's AMP. See, I hit the wrong one. I didn't pay attention because they're both around the same price. That's good because I own AMP. Maybe we need more exposure to AMP, huh? That is AMP. Whoops, I thought it went to it because I clicked on it. See, they're both about... Oh, no, AMP is 0. Oh, man, I was so excited about Casper. Now, that was AMP. I am because I own AMP. I'm going to actually gain some exposure to AMP, to be honest. I made some money on my Ethereum trade this morning. I got some extra capital. There's $325 here that can buy 42,296 extra AMP. And now I'm back up to 153,000 AMP. So I'll definitely take that. Devin, even though I look at the wrong one, I'm glad you asked me about Casper because it made me pay attention to AMP. $50 donation. Hi, Tom. What is more bullish, Ethereum or XRP XLM? I have flipped most of my Ethereum to XRP XLM, and I am doubled up now. What do I do next? Whew. Well, let me finish this question from Devin, and then as far as the setups, right now Ethereum looks much more bullish than XRP and XLM in the short term. XLM has not made that move, but the thing is if it's a fake out or it's a false signal, maybe it won't make the move. But right now, in my opinion, I've put my leverage trading towards Ethereum over XRP or XLM, if that tells you anything. From a spot position, I'm not moving anything. Because I don't trade spot Ethereum, if I'm being honest. I gain exposure to Ethereum through the leverage market. I don't like to hold it spot, though. I don't. I prefer to let my utility tokens that are much farther behind. But Casper is tough. Because the general consensus would say that this could definitely be a pennant flag. And then you have to ask yourself, were we coming in from a high or a low? Because technically, I know we came down from a low, but didn't we come up from a high to get the consolidation? That looks like a prototypical pennant flag. Well, maybe not the prototypical one, but that looks like a bearish bear trap. Looks like a bear trap possibly here. If this breaks out, you've got a massive move for Casper. I mean, massive move, actually, Devin. And I know you've been waiting for this continuation. But just on the onset, if it breaks out from here, this would be a big opportunity for anybody watching, to be honest. This would be a big opportunity if it breaks bullish. Because it's undervalued right now. Unless this is a scam token and the founders really were bullshitting us with everything. And now the ones who ran off with the money, if it was anything more than just an attack, so to say. Because you can see how it dropped off tremendously in the last few months. And this is where I was watching it on the MACD chart. And I ended up selling out earlier in the year. It had a breakout up into here. And when it failed to break this, it shouldn't have. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I sold it. And then that news came out. But now, with how much it's undervalued, it actually hit one of the buy zones at 0077. It never got to 003, but it actually hit the buy zone. So This is such a tough one because it should not have. That was a bullish consolidation. When you follow a bullish consolidation, you have to rework it, which it did because it dumped out so much. Now it could be the comeback. It could be the comeback. Look at all that volume. Volume predicts price. Massive surge of volume of 3.5 billion, and on the dump, a couple hundred million per candle here in the dailies. This could be the comeback, honestly. High risk, high reward with this one just because of what's going on. But if I were to buy it, I mean, you are absolutely in that area of buy zone now. Now you have to understand the uptrending support comes all the way back to 1559, but anywhere in this box before a breakout, you buy unless it breaks down. So anything in this consolidation better at the uptrend, but it's already uptrend, uptrend, downtrend, downtrend. This could be the breakout moment. So thank you, Devin, for talking about that, because that's for somebody trying to finesse it a little bit, that's a possibility there. Now, somebody asked me if Ethereum or XRP. It's tough because XRP's got utility behind it right now. So even though I feel like Ethereum's got a bigger move dollar-wise, percentage-wise, it's hard to judge because XRP still has its technical move to 222. Now, I wouldn't be moving anything from anything into anything else in this regard. These are all high cap tokens, very high cap. If you're looking to trade out from a high cap because you made good profit and go into a small cap, I can understand that if it has utility. But to go from one major high cap token to another, it never made sense to me. Just never made sense. Now, which one has the bigger run? That's speculative, but we can say the technical target for Ethereum, if it breaks out, let's just go back to here because we looked at it from a much wider angle there. And this is over time. This isn't going to happen overnight, but over time, if Ethereum breaks out of a pattern, and it's one of the few that still hasn't broke out of its 21 consolidation. You know, at least XRP from its big consolidation from 21, it pushed out of it. Now all we have to do is break the $1.97. Ethereum's not even close to break the top from 21. Ethereum at 21 was at 4,800 and it's still way down here. Our first big move, and you see this big ascending wedge, it looks like. This should be a bullish continuation out of the wedge, but in the short term, we have a bullish broadening wedge. We had a triple bottom that we diagnosed perfectly just above the broadening wedge. And that was our first buy. Well, our third buy, but our first buy in this round. We bought it down here, wrote it up, sold it, bought it back down on the consolidation, wrote it up, sold it, seen the consolidation was bullish, bought it back, and now we're looking to ride the continuation out of this broadening wedge. First big target would be up here at 3840. The moment this breaks out, you got 4,023. The big target on Ethereum, though, just like the big target on XRP is $5 and something cents, 564. If Ethereum hit its big target, and that's a big target, and look at the difference, you're looking at about 100% here. If XRP hits $5 and whatever cents, its big target, it's more than 100%. It's got more utility move. So to take Ethereum over XRP would be interesting at this point. But I mean, Ethereum has not made that big of a move in comparison. So I'm just riding it out in its own way. I'm doing Ethereum on the very small 5x leverage that has very small implications for me. And then, you know, that's what I do, and I don't much pay attention to the chart. So I got to go, though, everybody. I've been on for a long time. I really got to go. I got stuff going on here with the hot water tank that's going to be here soon. Hopefully I was able to help. 777 DW Brown, what do you think about Flare and Songbird? Flare, I don't tend to put any capital in because everybody gets free Flare. So as long as they're inflating the Flare supply, it can't really go that high. Let's just call it for what it is. But I am not opposed to buying it when it's under a penny and flipping it for 400, 500, 600% every time. I've done that multiple times. And Songbird, I've heard a lot of good about it, just not heavily, my knowledge isn't deep enough to tell you whether it's going to be part of this massive utility run or not, or more part of the massive surge when it comes to more adoption within the memes. Not that it's a particular meme, but when it comes to like the, it's not even the game section, but how they were expanding into like into the, I don't even know what to call those markets, but it's expanding more into like the 3D markets, like the virtual markets, I want to call them. But anyhow, that's what I got. Pay attention to DGB2. It's up 41% today. Seems to be getting stronger here, but I got to go. I've overstayed my welcome because I got stuff to do here. I appreciate all of you. Got to go. I don't mean to cut this off, but I do got to go. Have a blessed Saturday. And don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ today on the most holy of days. And stay humble and keep your humility.